Green Street, August 14th, a Soho bar, a speakeasy. It's you and me and I'm feeling free.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. So this is the last week of January, obviously, and the last week that I'm going to be by myself, or at least working by myself at the center. Obviously, when the kids come in, I'm not by myself, but the last week that I'll usually be by myself employee-wise. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to affect the daily vlogging, because it's been kind of nice to just whip out my camera whenever I want while I'm at work. I think we'll be okay. So my agenda today is to really make a dent in King of Scars. I feel like I said that all last week and then struggled to read it, but I got through like 50 pages last night. I'm past the part 2 midway point in the book, and things have definitely taken a very interesting turn, especially involving Zoa and Nikolai. So that has really piqued my interest. Oh, but man, Nina's chapters are just not doing it for me, and it is such a shame because I liked Nina so much and I did not think that she was going to be the least interesting POV character. And maybe it will pick up. There's a hint of something really cool and creepy and disturbing that she's going to eventually interact with plot-wise. So I'm really rooting to get to that point, but right now it just feels like that story is kind of stalling and at a lull, and I just do not think it's super interesting. And some of the things that Nina says or is interested in, I don't know, it's weird is all I can say. I'm desperately trying to finish up that book ASAP so I can get to the indie publish Secret Life of Arch Innes, which I'm really excited to get to. So anyway, I'm just trying to get through my reading. Oh, but I have been getting really into Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson that I've been listening to on Audible. It's now gotten to that point when an audiobook really clicks with me, where I want to listen to it over any of my podcasts or music. Like it's not a chore. I try to make sure, like especially during my commute to or from work, I try to listen to the audiobook at least during one of those points, either to work or from work. But when I get to the point where it's like, oh no, I want to listen to it both ways, and like when I'm walking the dogs, that's when the audiobook has officially like in my head. And I've gotten to that point with Mistborn. I have 11 hours left, so past the halfway point, and it is just like gearing up to something so cool. And I'm really excited. I knew this would happen too, because that's how I kind of felt with Warbreaker, where I was like into it, and then I just hit a point where I'm really into it. And it's known amongst the Brandon Sanderson fans that he's just really, really good with endings. So I've always trusted that I would really like this book, but it's just fun to finally get there. As for my own writing, I'm going to start by making some line edits to chapter 2 and maybe even chapter 1. My secret editor friend made a point that I sometimes slip into third person omniscient, and just pointed out some little things. So it's like, oh, and that's one of those things where it's like weird how sometimes I don't catch that but other people can. I mean, that's good. I'm very glad. So I'm going to go back through my first 2 chapters and just tighten those things up, make sure I'm not slipping into that omniscient writing style, and then start working on my chapter 3. Now this is one that I just have to go through and reread what I already wrote, but I just have to reread it. I haven't decided yet how much work that's going to take. And then the chapter after that, which is like a big party scene, that one is going to need a huge rehaul, just because, like I've always said for the last few weeks, because I cut my prologue, there was a lot of information in my first few chapters that it was assumed that no longer can be assumed. And so I just need to go back in there and cut a lot of things, add a lot of things, narrow in on what's important, but that still has always been one of my favorite chapters to write, because it's a party, so there's always, you know, lots of people, lots of good interaction. So I am just trying to get through these chapters as efficiently as possible, send them off to my secret editing friend so she can give me some feedback and that I'm going in the right direction, especially with these first few chapters. Another thing that I kind of want to look at today, especially if I start to feel like a lull or get tired or kind of bored, is to think about how I want to name it. I thought that I had a name that I was very happy with. Now, I'm just not sure it fits. I just feel like there are some more prominent themes, some more obvious themes that I could go with instead of what I've chosen. I don't know, naming books is, much like the query letter, it is deceivingly complicated. And granted, I'm not even sure how much control I have over the name if I were to sell the book to one of the big publishing houses, if it kind of gets discarded and they choose something different. I'm not entirely sure how that works. At 5:45 today, I have my tattoo consultation. So I have mentioned that with my tax return, although I definitely want to use part of that to paying off my car, I also want to finally finish out or add to my back. I have one tattoo right there right now, and I've always wanted this one thing on my like mid to lower back. I have thought about it, I think, close to 4 or 5 years. Basically, ever since I got my arrow, I've always known what I wanted. I knew it would be kind of an expensive tattoo, and I've never been financially secure enough to like take the plunge on something that was going to be that big of a financial commitment. But now I'm like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it while I'm young. And I now for sure will have the money to cover it. So I'm going in for my consultation, but I probably won't be able to get the tattoo until mid to late March. March is gonna be quite the month for me, especially if I can start querying around there. So anyway, that's my plan for the day. So I gotta get started.
How everyone lives up like Top Gun. It's you and it's a cloudy night to smoke one. How things happen when you move to the city. When you're with me, oh, how you feel me.
So I think I spent almost 2 hours rewriting just the first page. I reread it, I wasn't happy with it, especially the first paragraph, like the opening paragraph. I was just like zoned in on that and rewrote it. Granted, now I think it's pretty good. Went through chapter 2, fixed up the things that my editor friend pointed out to me. Otherwise, I felt pretty content with it. And now I'm reading what will now be my chapter 3, and like I said earlier, I was like, oh, that should be fine, and now I'm reading it and I'm like, oh my god, no, it's not fine. It's not bad, it just doesn't work with where everything is now. Basically, it's also gonna need its own rewrite. Oh my god. Hey guys, so it's a little past 7 p.m. so it's getting a little late. I'm definitely feeling a face mask coming on, but I'm so sad that I broke my momentum when I did. I love writing in a way that I haven't in a long time, where I actively look forward to doing it. It's easy and it makes me feel good. Like, I feel very productive. I'm just not twiddling away. And I think it's because I have the most clear idea and understanding what I'm doing with my story. So this chapter 3, like I said before, it needs a little bit more work than I was anticipating, but also it's still kind of the same vibe that it was before. I don't know. It's both hard but not hard at the same time. But I went to my tattoo consultation and I'm so excited. I'm getting it done on March 15th. I loved the tattoo shop I was at. It was called Evolve Tattoo in Columbus, and just the shop itself was extremely impressive. They had this cool thing. It almost looked like an exhibit from a museum, where it's in these glass cases, and it was all these different ancient tattoo instruments or jewelry or earplugs and just different types of body modification tools or gear that they've acquired from different cultures, and they had little descriptions of everything. It was such a like dope shop, and I love my artist. He totally understood. I mean, I went to him because I liked his vibe. He mostly does black and gray and traditional Japanese style art, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. So we were already vibing with each other. The piece that I want to be very feminine and delicate, and he kind of drew up just like a little like kind of bare minimum silhouette, and I was just like, yes, you get it. You get exactly what I want. So I am so excited for this, and like I said, it's on March 15th, so I mean 5 weeks away, and it's way more affordable than I originally thought. I was prepared to pay like $700 or $800, and he said it's gonna be only between like $300 or $400, and I'm like, oh, so do I get another tattoo? I don't know, this could be dangerous. I actually really like tattoos. Not that I'm never gonna get like a sleeve or anything. It's something I've always really liked ever since I was a little kid, unfortunately for my parents, because my mom, I told my mom, I talked to her on the phone, and she was just like, why? And I was just like, Mom, it wasn't a phase. My interest in tattoos has never decreased. It's just my bank account that I was more worried about. So anyway, I'm really excited for that. For the rest of the night, like I said, I'm gonna take it easy. I haven't read it all today either, so I'm like, oh shit, do I work on my writing, or do I work on my, do I just read? I just feel that momentum so hard, and I'm so excited with where I'm going. But it's like, I also need to read. So maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll read. So these 4 folders have my videos for the next 4 weeks, not including the weekly vlogs that I do. So I am totally set for videos for a while. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I have had a weird morning. My hot water shut off yesterday, and at first I didn't think too much of it until I had to take a shower, and then it was like, wait, there is no hot water. It's not just taking a long time to heat up, it is just not happening. I don't know if you guys have heard of the whole cold showers are so good for your health and productivity. I don't believe that for a second. Cold showers, I mean, if you have nothing else, are better than nothing, but they are such a miserable experience. There is no way that helps you at all. It was just awful. And also my downstairs bathroom, which is mainly the one that I use, the sink is leaking, so it's like both those weird water issues that hopefully will be taken care of today. This is one of the last days that the center itself is closed during the week before everything gets back up and running as usual. And this is the day that I, lucky me, as manager, get to do some deep vacuum cleaning, deep carpet cleaning, and it needs it. However, I am going to listen to Mistborn. So what is on the agenda besides listening to Mistborn? I read about 3 chapters of King of Scars last night, and oh my goodness, it is definitely a longer book than I realized. Things are picking up. Even Nina's storyline is getting a little bit more interesting. Something was revealed world that was definitely shocking, and I'm curious as to where it goes. Just working on rewriting and finishing up my chapter 3. I need to start at least editing the video that I want to post either Wednesday or Thursday for this week. And I need to confirm if the Taco Tuesday Bachelor thing is still going on tonight. It's a whole thing today. We got a lot going on. Wish me luck with this vacuum. No, here we go. Good morning, everybody. So it is already Thursday, January 30th. Sorry, the lighting is a little whack in here. It's like 7 in the morning. The sun has not risen yet, but let me explain what has happened the last few days and why I haven't been able to update. As I left you guys off on Tuesday, I was doing a deep clean on the carpets at the clubhouse, and several parents thought we were open that day, so that was a whole thing I had to deal with. And then I went to leave at about 11 a.m. and the service light and my car went on, so I was like, well, if I'm gonna be out and about, I might as well get my car looked at. And so I went to Target and did work on some writing for a while, and while my car was getting its oil changed, I was able to read King of Scars in the lobby. But that was all kind of stuff where like I couldn't really vlog that easily. Taco Tuesday, Bachelor, like I just had to immediately from the car place, like come home, walk the dogs, change, leave again. And then yesterday, because now we're back in the routine of the club is back open, I'm not working by myself anymore, so I couldn't really vlog anything, and I didn't have anything to vlog yesterday morning. We were super busy. Hi, Saphira. Hi. I love you. Aww. Yeah, so cute. So I was super busy at work. I wasn't alone in the center anymore. And my plan was to leave and go to Barnes & Noble and work on some writing and get some reading done. And then I realized I forgot to bring my wallet. And so I was just like, shoot, well, I'm not gonna go out and about without my wallet. Which ended up working out because once I came back home, I just felt gross. I did get the water situation figured out at my house, by the way, but I just felt I needed a really long shower. Did work on editing a video, worked on my writing, read a bunch of King of Scars, so I did do a lot of stuff yesterday, and I kind of feel bad that I didn't vlog it, but here we are today. I'm gonna try again with going to Barnes & Noble to work on my writing. Almost done re-editing chapter 3 so then I can send off to my friend, and then I'm just going to immediately start on chapter 4 and just try to edit these things as quickly as possible. Although her feedback, of course, is very important, I do feel a lot more confident moving forward. I have like 120 pages left of King of Scars, so I have plenty of stuff to do. But yeah, anyway, so sorry that the vlogging has been so inconsistent this week. I hate that. I'm going to walk the puppies, head to work, listen to Mistborn, which I only have about 8 hours left. It's really fun. It's really good. I really like the characters in the world and the magic system. I'm having a blast. Because last week I took PTO, so I didn't have my commute to and from work, so I didn't listen to a ton of Mistborn, a little bit, but not a ton. But now that I'm listening to it for my commute, I'm getting through it pretty easy. So I'm probably not going to be able to show a lot of footage at the center because, like I said, I'm not working by myself anymore, but hopefully I can covertly get some stuff at Barnes & Noble. Oh, I also have been really into the AuthorTube channel iWriterly. They're one of the biggest AuthorTube channels on YouTube, so if you're into AuthorTube, you've probably watched some of her stuff. If not, be subscribed to her already. And I've been really binging her stuff, and she's had several interviews with different literary agents, and all of them talk about if you're an unpublished writer having some sort of author platform, although they usually mention Twitter, which I hate and I will not use, and having a website. And so, I mean, obviously I have this YouTube channel. I really enjoy Instagram. They said even if you're unpublished, even if you don't have any work, that it's a really smart idea to make a website and kind of link all your other social media to it. So I'm like, okay, well maybe I need to look at creating a website. So that might be something I do this weekend, especially since my two closest friends in Columbus are both going out of town this weekend. So I'm going to have a lot of free time, which is good, so I can focus on writing, editing, all my other creative projects. But I think one of those that I'm going to add is working on building a website, and I'm just using Wix, but that's a plan. So I gotta get walking the puppies, and I will talk to you guys later. Right, Veorra? We gotta go on a walk this morning, don't we? She's been kind of into Kongs, just got those doggy bones last night, which Yukon's really into. I don't think she's into as much, but she likes the Kongs, so just trying to keep them a little bit more stimulated when they're indoors. Sorry, I'm shooting this at a weird angle. I'm in public and it will never not be weird to talk to a camera by myself in public. So it's about to be 3 p.m. I'm done with work. So ideally I wanted to go to Barnes & Noble, go to the Starbucks there to work on things, and just Barnes & Noble because it's very inspiring, good atmosphere, but I'm low on gas and I need groceries, and the really nice Kroger's near my work has a Starbucks in it. Gonna go in there, get myself some tea, work on my book exclusively. I was able to post my February TBR video today, so make sure to check that out if you're interested what my reading plans are for this next month. I can't believe it's going to be February so soon. But I'm just going to work on finishing up chapter 3, hopefully. If the rest of the chapter doesn't give me any trouble, which I don't suspect it will, I can send it off to my friend this afternoon for some feedback, and then focus this weekend on chapter 4. The first 4 chapters in my book are the ones that needed the most rewrites after cutting the prologue. I'm pretty sure. So after that, I think I'll be able to read through and make some adjustments, of course, but I don't think I'll have to do any complete chapter overhauls. I don't think I will. You know, we'll see when we get there. Don't hold me to that, because who knows. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go work. Love you guys. Hey guys, it's about 7 p.m. As you can see, I made it back home. I'm just in my filming studio for some better lighting because nowhere in my house, unless it's natural lighting, is any good. So I worked for a solid 2 hours straight from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. solely on writing, so that was really exciting. I still want to go over my chapter 3 one more time before sending it off to my friend, but I still should be able to do that tonight. And then I had to do some grocery shopping and walk the puppies and make some dinners. Make my dinner and my dinner only. But that pretty much that entire time I was listening to Mistborn. So now I only have 4 hours left. I'm getting so close to the end. I can't believe it. I might even be able to finish it tomorrow, which is the last day of January. So that would be kind of awesome. And starts the second book in the Red Rising series in February, which is not romance related. And all my physical books I'm going to read are like YA fantasy romance books, but I really want to read it. But then after that, I'm just going to spend the rest of the evening more or less reading King of Scars. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to finish that by tomorrow, but I'm trying. I am seriously trying. It is a very long book indeed. I'm working the morning and the evening shift tomorrow night because there's a big event going on in the clubhouse, so I think we're going to be busier than usual for our evening shifts, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That's all happening tomorrow. Tonight we are focusing on reading and editing and just having a cozy night in. Hey puppies, what's going on? I said, hey puppies, what's going on? Oh, hello.
Through the city,
All right, good morning, everybody. It is the last day of January. I am the coziest person in the entire world right now. But I am working, like I said yesterday, I am working 2 shifts today. Really, the only thing on the agenda is finishing Mistborn, which I have exactly 3 hours left, so shouldn't be that hard. I still have 100 pages left of King of Scars. So although I'm definitely gonna try to be ambitious with reading it, it's hard. I am going to go to the local library in between shifts, not only to focus on reading, but also to start looking at chapter 4 and just trying to figure out exactly how much work it's going to need, because that's a chapter that I have rewrote so many times. Is it going to need a complete rehaul, or am I going to be able to work with a lot of what I already have? I don't know yet. I haven't read it in a while. Hopefully my friend gets back to me soon on the chapter 3 that I sent her, but I'm also going to give myself a ton of time to work on writing this weekend. Today is a big reading day more than anything, so I'll try to take you guys with me, and I will see you later. Hey guys, happy Saturday, 1st of February. Also, it is Embolic Day, which, if you guys remember with me dealing with Yule and making my first Yule log, I'm kind of into the pagan wheel of the year Celtic mythology thing lately. One, because I'm doing a lot of Celtic research for my book, and I think it's cool, and 2, because I enjoy any opportunity to celebrate the seasonality of the year. It's just sparked a lot of joy in my life. And so the 1st of February, 1st or 2nd of February, but this year it's the 1st of February. It's the in-between winter solstice and the spring equinox. So it's kind of like a spring is coming. For modern times, we use Groundhog Day as like kind of a little mini celebration of that. So anyway, and it's crazy because it's relatively warm today. I think it's going to be like 45, and then tomorrow is going to be 58. So it's the timing of that could not be more perfect, that spring is in fact coming. I can't believe what an easy winter it's been. Anyway, so super busy last night, hence why I didn't film any more updates, but I finished Mistborn, and twice during the last 2 hours that I was listening to it, I teared up. It was so cool and so wild, but then so sweet. Especially the like last 3 minutes right before the very end was so sweet, and I was just like, So this is where I'm at in King of Scars. I have less than 100 pages left, which is not that bad. So I feel like when I started Mistborn and King of Scars, which is relatively at the same time, I responded to King of Scars right away because I know the world and I know the characters, and it was really easy to get back into it. And Mistborn, you know, there's a lot of rules and world building. It just kind of took me a minute to get into, and now my feelings towards them have reversed in the sense that I love Mistborn. It was so good and so fun. I just really enjoyed that story, and I just really like Brandon Sanderson. I mean, there's a reason he's one of the top players in the fantasy field. He's just so good. And King of Scars is kind of letting me down. I'm not at the end yet. I still have 100 pages or so. Maybe something's gonna like really bring me back into it. I cannot wait to make a video about it though, because boy do I have a lot of things to say. But yeah, it's just the kind of thing where I'm struggling to push myself onward. I think the like climax of the plots, of all the different plots, are finally gonna happen soon. So I'm like, okay, I have that to look forward to, but it's just, I have so many feelings. But as for my day, I took the doggies to the dog park and I was worried that no one was going to be there. Tons of dogs there. Oh my goodness. And my dogs were just so happy, and they're weird because it's like they love dogs, but they don't really play with other dogs. They just like to kind of go up and sniff them and then like go away. And then Saphira especially, she like hardly interacts with the dogs and then likes to go up to all their owners and say hi to them. It's so cute. But Yukon was having a blast, I think, especially because he could run around at top speed, and it was just, yeah, good. My friend that I sent off my completed chapter 3 to said she would get back to me after this weekend. So either tonight or tomorrow I need to go through my chapter 4 and dilly-dally with that a little bit. Hopefully get through King of Scars, because I really want to start on my February TBR. Since it is February, I might just go ahead and start on the book that I was planning to read, trying to be timely about this, you know? But as of right now, in a few minutes, I'm gonna head off to Barnes & Noble, partially because I need to pick up something from a store near Barnes & Noble, but my editor friend suggested that I go to Barnes & Noble. I've recently decided that my book that I'm working on is officially YA. I've always teetered on whether to make it YA or adult. Ideally it would be new adult, but that's not a real category. So for my comp titles, which is now the part of my query that I'm struggling the most with, to just go to Barnes & Noble or a library, go to the YA section, see what's out that's not too big but is obviously current, and, you know, read a little bit of it and see if maybe you can vibe with it, or if I would feel like my book would vibe with it. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then, yeah, once I come home, I'm either gonna work on uploading the footage for this vlog and start to get that ready for tomorrow, read some more of King of Scars, or The Secret Life of Arachninus. I was told in my February TBR comments, someone also purchased that book and said that it was pronounced like arachnid, which was like, oh, thank you for telling me, because that's the one thing where audiobooks definitely have an advantage, is they just tell me how people's names are pronounced, because I have a really hard time with it. Work on this current vlog, maybe look at my chapter 4 some more, do some reading. I have plenty to do today and tomorrow. It's going to be a very work-oriented weekend.
When you're